19th meeting of BKC Lies. For those of you who are visiting the club for the first time, we call ourselves the small wonder of BKC. And why is that? The small wonder of District 98, not just BKC, District 98. Why is that? Our club is pretty small. It's less than 20 members. And part of it is intentional because small is beautiful and small helps us to give one-on-one mentoring to people on every single aspect of speechcraft, including writing speeches, body language, vocal variety, and a whole lot of things. All of this resulted in us not just participating in contests, dominating contests. We've got, since we were formed in 2019, we brought the district championship trophy to the club twice. And every year we produced area division, at times district champions also. In 2023 eloquence, the district contest, we were finalists in every single aspect of contesting. Enough of that. Let me call out the rules of this meeting. Number one, please keep your videos on. We'd love to see you guys. Please keep your microphones on mute or your microphones off. Please avoid crosstalk and chit chat. If you need to say something to the entire audience, go ahead and ask yourself whether that is a message that you need to broadcast. Otherwise, please keep your messages one-on-one. I think that's largely what I had to cover as rules. And we at BKC Fireflies, we believe that learning is something that happens brilliantly when we have fun. Therefore, we call ourselves the club where we learn a little and we laugh a little. And there's a tradition that Sai just trembles because we crack bad jokes, often at Sai's expense. Sai, there's a difference today. I want you to come on spotlight along with me. There's a challenge for you. Oh, there you are. Don't get me off the spotlight. Add me to the spotlight. Okay. You're supposed to keep a straight face. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. Name one Hollywood movie. Name one Hollywood movie in which the lead actor, the lead character, runs from one end of US to the other.
Forrest Gump.
Splendid. Name the Indian version, the Indian remake. 2022.
Yeah, there's a recent that Sardaji guy. He was a Sardaji in that movie.
Aim.
Time's
up. It's Lal Singh Chadda.
Okay.
Name another biopic of a famous runner, the name of the movie, and the runner in question was called The Flying Sikh.
Milka Bhag.
Splendid. Name one Bollywood hero who's a runner, who's a singer, who's a hero.
All the same person. Okay. The only person I know who runs is that Milan Soman, but I don't know if he's Bollywood. He's a model, not a.
Wrong answer.
I don't know. I pass.
Ranveer Singh.
This is just depressing. Cyril, you can do better than this.
I will. The mission of a Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. On that series of atrocious jokes, you'll hear a lot more of those. Let me hand over control of the meeting to a presiding officer, the one and only Sai.
Thank you very much, everyone, and welcome to meeting 119 as our esteemed Sanjatams, the man who's using his voice to make lives better all across India. Toastmaster Cyril, thank you so much for joining us on this journey of growth and self-discovery. I had a really interesting thing I discovered not so long ago, which is that there's an artist that everyone knows, Andy Warhol, and in the last 15 years of his life, he decided to document everything about his life. Collect every last toenail that he cut, every last item of personal hygiene that he'd used. He was collecting all of it and saving it away in boxes because he assumed that as an artist, decades later, people would be interested in buying those items. And he wanted to create an art collection of his personal use items. Now, that by itself is not very interesting. But what is interesting is the audacity to believe that he is important enough that people would buy his toenail clippings well after he's dead. And that, my fellow Toastmasters and friends, is what I want from all of us. To have an audacity inside us to believe that we are here and we are greater than what we seem. We are artists, we are speakers, we are leaders, we are great people in our own merit, just like Andy Warhol did. And everybody knows Andy Warhol now. But when he started off, you know how he started off? He hired a photographer. As a no-name artist, he hired a photographer to walk around with him to clubs in Pittsburgh, photographing him, in the hope that eventually people would think that he was important enough to be photographed and want to be in contact with him. That is how Andy Warhol got a start. And that is what I want from all of us. It's not literally fake it till you make it, but also to realize that there is a courage in believing in yourself, that it takes audacity to believe in yourself and to think of yourself as bigger than the little person, the little body and the little space that you inhabit today. So that's what I want from all of us at Toastmasters. That's what I want from all of us at BKC, Mumbai, District 98, all over the world. Be as big and as brave and as bold and as brash as you can be. And that is my little message to all our friends who've joined us today from across the country, from Navi Mumbai, Bangalore, all over the world. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome. I'm going to take a couple of minutes to maybe interact with one guest who I know who was a last minute addition to our list, Sangeeta Shruti. I'm going to put you on spotlight just to maybe introduce yourself with in a couple of sentences and tell us what brought you here.
Hello, I'm Sangeeta Shruti. This is not my first time at BKC Fireflies, as I proved with my side joke when I joined. So I've been here before as the art counter, and I've met Cyril outside the club a few times. So at our club a few times. I just saw somebody needed a last minute art counter. I said, why not?
Sounds good. Sounds good. Thank you so much. All right. So we have a lot of business to get through. And the one thing we have to do, Cyril, is Ujjwal here in the meeting? I don't believe he is. All right. So let's do this. Let's get to the second part first, and then we'll wait for Ujjwal to join, and then we can get Jigyasa and Ujjwal inducted into the club. The next thing we want to talk about is something that we call Super September. And we'll be sharing information about Super September with everyone very shortly. But basically, Super September is our attempt at assisting club members and outsiders and people not from BKC Fireflies improve different aspects of public speaking and leadership. Speechcraft, vocal variety, delivery, evaluations, all sorts of things, all through the month of September. Every weekend, you will have education sessions, which will be open to the public, free for BKC Fireflies members, but not free for non-BKC Firefly members. There'll be a nominal fee associated with it because obviously people are taking time out of their busy schedules and sharing their knowledge with us. So we will be sharing the schedule for this, the lineup for the educators, the people who are conducting those events. We'll be sharing all that information very shortly. The point of contact for that is our Vice President of Education, Toastmaster Sandhya Krishnan, who's also in the meeting as our grammarian. You're going to hear from her very soon. So she's the point of contact for that effort. The pricing is as follows. For BKC Fireflies members, these sessions are free. For anybody who's a Toastmaster, sorry, I have to admit a few people as the meeting progresses. For anybody who's a Toastmaster, it is either $4.99 for all 4 sessions, which is across the month of September every weekend, or each individual session is 150 rupees. So the pricing, you'll have people like Cyril and a few other people that we are in conversations with will be sharing different aspects of giving a good speech. And the reason why this matters is because there's a contest coming up and you can make a difference. Your club can expect to do great things with the effort that you put in by learning from all these great Toastmasters and educators in the month of September. Super September is the place to be in the month of September. And if you're a BKC Fireflies member, it's free. All the knowledge that we have is ready for you, available to you to do whatever you want with. All right. Who is Ujjwal here, Cyril? Yes, I see Cyril raising his hand. Go ahead.
Sai, if you make me co-host, I'll take care of admitting people. Ujjwal's not here. We have Cynthia and Jigyasa.
Oh, but all right, okay, let's do that. Let's get Cynthia and Jigyasa inducted. Cynthia and Jigyasa, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open a breakout room and ask you guys to move there. And once you're in that breakout room, Cyril will be joining you there. We'll have a little bit of a discussion with the rest of the club about your induction. I'm hoping that there are no surprises, but I can't see the breakout option. Why? Oh, then I see breakout rooms. All right. Create a breakout room and assign open all rooms. Yes.
Are
Wait.
you inviting everybody to join, is it?
Sorry, my bad. Don't go there. Don't go there, people. Oh no, people have actually gone there. I should not have accepted. I should not have chosen the.
Close the room. Everybody will come back.
I did close the room. It might take a couple of seconds while people are back here. Sorry about that.
So who has to join and who doesn't have to join?
Nobody has to join. Everybody please come back. Please come back. You're all welcome back in this. My mistake that I did it this way. There are a couple. Okay, go click. So Cynthia can be there, Cyril can be there. Okay, I guess the people who need to be there are there already. So let's do this. Since Cynthia, Jigyasa, and Cyril are already in the breakout room, this is a good moment for us to check. Is there anybody? So Cynthia and Jigyasa would like to be members of BKC Fireflies. Is there anybody in the room who believes that, for any reason, that these two are not good options to be made Toastmasters? Going once, put up your hand and say something quickly. Because if you don't say it now, that's it. They're in. 2 and 3. Great. I think they're back already. Cynthia, Jigyasa, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining BKC Fireflies as our newly minted members. You're in just at the right minute because now that you're members, Super September is free for you guys. So let me quickly spotlight Jigyasa first and ask her to maybe say a couple of sentences about herself.
Hi everyone, I hope I'm audible, and firstly I'd like to apologize for being a couple of minutes late. You might be able to tell, but I am in office, so just juggling between meetings and I might have to drop off. But I've attended a couple of meetings of BKC Fireflies as a guest and I love the vibe here, so here I am. I belong from Delhi and currently working in a non-profit consulting firm here in Mumbai, hence being a part of this club. Look forward to knowing all of you more and also learning from all of you.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, and thank you for choosing us to help you in your Toastmaster journey. Cynthia, I'm going to spotlight you next. Where do I get the spotlight? Ask to start video. Cynthia, where's the video? And yes, same thing. 2 sentences, 3 sentences, all you want to introduce yourself.
Hi, this is Cynthia Gokhale, and I hail from Mumbai, live in Bandra, and I have been a part of the guest list of BKC Fireflies, and it was an amazing experience whenever I came in, and I just couldn't resist but being a part of the group. I am a mother of a 17-year-old, and as profession, I am leading the marketing and the corp comm role in an MNC, US MNC for recruitment. That's Manpower Group. So that's a little bit about me. I am also a certified coach, executive coach, life coach, as well as an organization development coach. I hope nobody counted the ums and the ahs of my introduction. I'm still learning. Thank you.
You did great. Don't worry, the actual domain's role, the work hasn't started yet. So we're going to let you pass this time. Once the actual meeting starts, which is going to start shortly, we will have to draw the kibosh on that. No more ahs and ums and all that. All right. Who is our Toastmaster of the day? Oh, wow. This woman has done this role of the Toastmaster of the day multiple times. But still, she's a little bit nervous because this time, it is her first time online. So with a big, big round of applause, with a lot of love and affection, please let's welcome Toastmaster Jyoti Meena to take us forward and tell us a little bit about what is important to all of us, friendships. Over to you, Jyoti.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sai. A very nostalgic evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I, Toastmaster Jyoti Meena, the Toastmaster of the day, welcome you all to the meeting with the team, Lost Treasure of Friendships. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be connecting this team with our District 98 team of the month, Connect collaborate, and communicate. Amidst the sands of time, there lies a treasure that is more precious than Kohinoor. And to discover that treasure, I need your help. And for that, the map of the treasure traces through the corridors of your memory. So are you ready to embark on the journey with me? Come on, everyone. Are you ready?
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
So let's start by closing your eyes. Everybody, close your eyes, please. And no cheating because I am watching. So yeah, close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Now, as you exhale the air, release all your worries, all your tensions, and the hustle and bustle of the present. Let's step into a world where you are allowed to do anything, even make mistakes. You and your partners in crime, your childhood friends, with whom you shared everything. Laughter, school benches, lunch boxes, punishments, pranks, and whatnot. Relive those bonds and memories. The memories that still brings a smile on your face. Find yourself sitting and chuckling with your best buddies. And as you start smiling, that means you have hit your personal treasure of friendships. Now, take your time to bring that treasure on the surface and slowly open your eyes. With a smile. Exactly. Now, I want you all to take that treasure of memories and keep it into your mind. And now, write down the names of your friends that came to your mind, either on a paper or on chat or a notepad. You have 30 seconds to do so. And to create a vibe, let me just play a 30 seconds music.
यारों की यारी ऐसी बीमारी बड़ी नशीली है जिम्मेदारी गलती करे बिन बात के पीछे हटे ना इस राह पे उल्टी चले बिन तार की तेरे ही रहते ये रास्ते हम जो
And your time is up. Now, I want you all to raise your hands if you are still in touch with all the persons whose name you wrote in the list. All the persons, if you are still in touch. Anybody? Okay. Well, for those with hands down, you and I, we have lost our Kohinoors. And it's time that we learn to preserve and rediscover this treasure, lost treasure of friendships. Now, before we do that, it's time to understand the structure of our meetings. So basically, in Toastmasters, we have 3 segments. First, prepared speech segment, in which members deliver their speeches based on their levels and projects according to the chosen pathway. Second round, very special round, table topics round, in which both members and guests can participate. It is an impromptu speaking round where a person is given a topic on the spot and he or she has to speak on it. Third, the most important, evaluation round, in which the prepared speeches are evaluated by speech evaluators and the overall meeting is evaluated by the general evaluator and tag team. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our tag team. T for timer, A for our counter, G for grammarian. Please help me welcome the trusty clock friend, the timer, Toastmaster Mitesh. Over to you, Toastmaster Mitesh. Toastmaster Mitesh,
Toastmaster Mitesh, you're on mute.
Yes.
could you please explain your role and duty?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, but yeah,
Yeah.
now you're audible as well as visible.
When introduced, greetings, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As timer, I'll be timing all prepared speeches. I will alert each speaker of the time they have left using green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific times remaining. For the icebreaker speech today, I will raise the green card at 4 minutes. I'll raise the yellow card at 5 minutes, and I will raise the red card at 6 minutes. And for that 5 to 7 minute speech, I'll raise the green card at 5 minutes, I'll raise the yellow card at 6 minutes, and I'll raise the red card at 7 minutes. All speakers will get 30-second grace before the minimum time and after the maximum time specified according to their speech objective. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Jyoti.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mitesh. Now it's time to welcome a friendly navigator who is going to help you to remove all the ahs and ums from your speaking journey. The filler counter, Toastmaster Sangeeta Shruti. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Namaste, BKC Fireflies. Namaste, guests. I am Sangeeta Shruti. I am the mirror that is going to show you today what, with a little effort, you can become from a normal Toastmaster to a phenomenal Toastmaster. I will be listening to all your ahs, ohs, ums, all fillers words like and, so, like, you see, I think, and also short and long pauses where I think they are not warranted. Good luck to you and good luck to the mirror. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Madam Filler Counter. Now, let's welcome our linguistic friend, the grammarian for today, Toastmaster Sandhya. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As the grammarian today, it's my job to carefully listen to the English usage that speakers make at this meeting. So I will be looking at both the good usage of English grammar as well as the not so good usage, and I will be pointing that out at the end of the meeting when called upon by the general evaluator. As the grammarian, I also have the duty of introducing the word of the day. The word of the day for today's meeting, kindly note everyone, is altruism. I repeat, the word of the day is altruism. It means a desire to help other people, or you could say a lack of selfishness. To put the word of the day in a sentence, you could say that in one final act of altruism, she donated all her wealth to the hospital. All of us love friends who are altruistic. Think of those friends who have selflessly helped you. And I hope that while you speak today, you will use this word of the day. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Madam Grammarian. I think Toastmasters are the best altruists that you can find in the world. Now, I had decided that I want to find my lost treasure, my best friend, childhood best friend, Ishita, or I should call her Ishi, because I used to call her Ishi. Now, Ishi and I had studied from class 3rd to class 7 together. and we shared everything from laughter to punishments. We were best buddies, and for teachers, we were like this one single paper. However, in class 8, we lost touch because I changed my school, and Ishi and Jyoti were separated. As I grew older, I found a lot of friends. I made new friends, but I could never find a best friend because the best friend I was looking for was not ever fitting to my heart criteria of being best friend. Did that mean I never met Ishi? Well, you will learn about the same in a while because it's time to start the first segment of our meeting, that is prepared speech round. So today we have 2 speeches lined up. It's time to welcome the first prepared speaker for the evening, Toastmaster Mahesh. And to evaluate his speech, we have a speech evaluator, Toastmaster Krishna. So please put your hands together for Toastmaster Krishna. Over to you, Toastmaster Krishna.
Hi everyone, I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yes.
Thank you for the introduction. As Mahesh will be giving his level 1 project 1 speech, the icebreaker. It's a special occasion for him since he'll start his pathway journey today, and I wish him all the best. I will keep note of his evaluation and will share the same after the meeting to Mahesh. So Mahesh, over to you.
Yeah,
It's
thank you
over to
very
me,
much.
Toastmaster of the day. Let me just formally introduce you, Toastmaster Mahesh. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, the stage is all set to welcome our first prepared speaker, who is a chemical engineer, a passionate badminton and cricket player. And how can we forget? Yes, Toastmaster Sai?
I just want to raise a point of order that I'm not going to be spotlighting speaker 1. They will have to pin the timer in order to see the screen's transition.
Okay.
So we'll have to coach Toastmaster Mahesh through that.
Toastmaster Mahesh, you need to pin the timer.
Just can you help me out?
If you hover over Toastmaster Mitesh's screen, you should see an option called pin. There'll be 3 dots next to mute.
Yes.
If you click on the 3 dots, you'll see an option called pin the timer.
Okay.
Pin.
Yeah, should I click on the pin?
Yes, you can pin him. We will be seeing you, but you will be seeing the timer.
Yeah, I have done it.
Great. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So let's welcome a chemical engineer, a passionate badminton and cricket player. And how can we forget a person who is a great admirer of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the one who is absolute fan of BKC Fireflies for its competency level, but I am his true fan for his friendship philosophy, that is to forget and forgive. Please put your hands together for Toastmaster Mahesh. Toastmaster Mahesh, can we do an audio and video check?
Yeah, it's done. Audio is on, video is on.
Okay. Toastmaster Mahesh, I, me, myself. I, me, myself. Toastmaster Mahesh, over to you.
Yeah, a very good evening, all of you, and thank you very much. So it's my first prepared speaker speech, and I'm really very excited for it. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. And I'm very grateful to Toastmaster Cyril for all the support and guidance. This speech is about I, me, and myself. So I'm Mahesh Likhya. Naam to suna hoga. So my friends calls me SRK as my hair slightly resembles to SRK. The only difference is SRK was born in Delhi and I was born and brought up at Navsari, Gujarat. So I have a lovely family of 4 members. My wife Shilpa wants to become a businesswoman. She wants to do trading of coal and ceramic tiles. And on a lighter note, I always tell her that whenever she will start his business, I will leave the job and take care of children and the house. My younger daughter is studying in 10th standard and she wants to become a doctor, a surgeon. She is highly dedicated like me, like father, like daughter. And there are many hard-headed people in my so-called close family members. And on a lighter note, she always tells that she will do the surgery of their heads first whenever she will become a surgeon. And my elder daughter is studying in engineering in nearby university at Gujarat. And she is not a high flyer, but she wants to fly to United States for higher studies, just for adventure only. And I resemble to my father, who is really a epitome of hard work and success. He is very close to me. He considers me as his friend. And whenever we meet, we go for a breakfast of jalebi, gatia, khakra, khaman, the special delicious Gujarati food. Unfortunately, he is suffering from bone cancer, and he is really a great fighter. My mother, though illiterate, is much more intelligent than many of the graduates. She is really a talent hidden, even though she is quite uneducated. Total, we are 4 brothers. In our early childhood days, we fought a lot. We played a lot. We played cricket, badminton, and many different games of our childhood. I still remember one instance when my elder brother hit me with a stone on my head, and I have a bald scare here. So from that moment onwards, my friends started calling me Jagutal. So Jagutal is a famous villain in our old Hindi movies. And our friends calls us, all the 4 brothers, as Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, and Satrughna. We were a great bonding during our childhood days, and that bonding has continued till now. I'm really very proud of that. It is all because of our parents' upbringing. So I did my schooling at Navsari, Gujarat. And I still remember one instance when I scored 100 or 100 marks in mathematics. And the next day, the teacher took one day leave out of shock. The next day, I got a standing ovation in front of the class, because till that time, nobody has scored 100 or 100 marks in mathematics of the subject or in that mathematics subject. I did my graduation in chemical engineering at Ahmedabad. In the 3rd semester, I was a topper in the 3rd semester. I was rewarded for the same. Total, I have around 24 years experience in oil and gas industry. 12 years, I was associated with Reliance Industries at Jamnagar. And since last 12 years, I am working with Naira Energy Limited. Since last 4 months, I am working at corporate office, Mumbai, in Naira Energy. So my main job is to purchase crude at lower price and to sell products like gasoline and diesel at higher price, so that the profit of the company increases. So my professional goal is to become the expert in crude purchase, trading, risk management functions. That's my professional goal. So I have received many rewards, awards, and promotion during my tenure. But the biggest reward I got is in the form of my friend, my best buddy, Mr. Sannyasi. It's very rare that you find your best buddy at workplace. I was lucky. So he is known for his rancid wit and his altruism. He is such a generous person. So we played together, we danced together, we traveled together, we fight together, we work together. It's really a great bonding. So it is rightly said, there is a family and there are friends, and there are friends who become your family. So he is much more than a family to me. We both started playing badminton at the age of 35 years. And in the next 5 years, I became a champion in the company's badminton tournament. So it is never too late to pursue any hobby for which you are passionate about it. I am quite passionate about playing cricket as well. I am fond of playing cards with money on the table. And in most of the occasions, I win when I play cards. So that's my side income. And I love to play with children at the age of 47 years also. I love to eat gatia, jalebis, all the street foods, papadas, kachoris, samosas. So I am fond of meeting friends. I have a chai pe charcha. Every week, we 4 to 5 friends will go for outing and have chai pe charcha. So I am living a very happy, satisfied, and a successful life. Some of the golden principles which I have applied in my life, I would like to narrate. The first one, I always try to find positives in everybody. Second one, always try to find humor in everything. Third one, I have kept the child alive within me. I have kept that innocence alive within me. Fourth one, I like what I do and I do what I like. I always believe that nothing is more important than happiness in your life. And the last and not the least, I will end it with a शायरी. मैंने इस तरह अपनी जिंदगी को आसान कर दिया. मैंने इस तरह अपनी जिंदगी को आसान कर दिया. किसी से माफी मांग ली, किसी को माफ कर दिया. Thank you very much. Over to you, Toastmaster Jyoti.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mahesh. And no wonder you are a great admirer of Narendra Modi, because you literally have chai for chacha with your friend buddies. So yes, I do agree that you are a great admirer of Narendra Modi. And yes, since you said that you get a standing ovation for your maths being a topper in your maths class, let me just remind you, we have a custom in Toastmasters. Whenever a speaker delivers his or her icebreaker speech, we give him or her standing ovation. So I request each one of you to please stand and give a standing ovation to Toastmaster Mahesh. Please unmute yourself and give a round of applause.
Thank you very much for all the support and all the appreciation.
Sai, could you please remove Toastmaster Mahesh from the spotlight? Yeah, thank you. Now, recently on 4th August, just 2 days before the Friendship Day, I thought to recollect some of the memories when Ishi and I, my best friend, was together with me. So I recollected the memories and tried to leaf through those old diaries as well as the photo album. And I did the same thing that you guys did to recollect all the memories in the initial of the meeting. So likewise, I did the same. And congratulations, you and we have completed the first step to rediscover the lost treasure of friendship. That is connecting with the old memories that rekindle your friendships. Now, I would like to move the meeting towards the next prepared speech. Our second prepared speaker is Toastmaster Niyamat, and to evaluate her speech, we have a speech evaluator, Toastmaster Sai. So I would like to call Toastmaster Sai on stage. Let's give a huge round of applause. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. The speaker, Toastmaster Niyamat, has been asked to understand and review the basic research methods available to her and present a well-organized and well-researched speech on any topic using those research methods. Timer, please note that her speech is 5 to 7 minutes long, and my evaluation criteria will be to express my opinion and evaluation on how well she's used her research methodologies. Back to you, Timer, the Toastmaster.
Thank you, speech evaluator. Ladies and gentlemen, I take immense pleasure in welcoming an assistant professor, PhD scholar, a philosopher by action, a pharmacologist by profession, a writer by passion, a committed Toastmaster, a budding neuroscientist, and a blogger who has stole my heart with her friendship philosophy that friendship means being just a phone call away. Ladies and gentlemen, put a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Niyamat.
Thank you so very much. Can I be allowed to share screen?
I think we need to ask Sai about this.
Yes,
is she allowed to share the screen?
You're all set.
Okay, great.
Okay. Toastmaster Niyamat, hashtag IYKYK. If you know, you know. Hashtag IYKYK. If you know, you know. Toastmaster Niyamat, over to you.
Thank you. Just a minute. I have pinned the timer. Okay, Toastmaster Sai is also the timer.
No, that's Toastmaster Mitesh who's the timer.
But I need to see you as well. Okay. There you are. All right, perfect. All right. If you know, you know. What are we talking about here? What does it take to truly know something? Does one need to really have the nose for knowing something? Does one have to have a penchant for knowing? And what exactly are we trying to know? Dear friends, fellow Toastmasters and guests, we are on a journey and I am on an investigation. I implore you to walk with me. Let's understand ourselves better. Well, that would require a whole life of living, right? Let's understand our emotions better. That too is a very wide gamut. So what can we understand today? Let's understand a little bit, a fragment perhaps, of what emotions are and how they can completely rewire, rejuvenate, replenish who we are today. I'm going to share something really interesting today, something that perhaps a few of you are aware of, but very few really know what it truly means. So I ask, and this is open to all of you, do we know what is the gut-brain connection? Any takers? All right. So the gut-brain connection basically talks about how beautifully our body is designed such that every single thought, every single feeling, and every single emotion is not only felt by this mad brain of ours, this beautiful body of ours, but it's also deeply connected to our gut. When I talk about my gut, I'm talking about, yes, those intestines that actually churn out food, who help us digest and bring food into our bodies that is more nutritious. However, there is a beautiful passageway that connects the brain to the gut. It's a two-way connection. I say two-way because everything you think indirectly and directly affects what you eat, and everything that you eat affects how you think. If a person is depressed, if a person is anxious, it affects how they eat. Same way, if I'm extremely stressed, I have a deadline, I have several commitments to keep up. And even if despite that, I'm eating a very nutritious meal, something that has all the leafy vegetables, it has everything that's rich in proteins, and it should work for my body, I still won't get it. Why? Is there science behind this? Of course there is. You see that small logo right in that corner there? So yes, there are a lot of studies that talk about why and how emotions and how we think and feel affects our bodies and what is happening in our bodies. For example, let's talk about stress. So it's actually proven that there are certain digestive juices which do not get secreted when we're extremely anxious or stressed. And because those juices don't get secreted, whatever nutrition I'm trying to take into my body cannot come inside. Even if I'm eating the good food, it doesn't get broken down because those juices don't get secreted. Another interesting example is, we all know that the happy hormone is serotonin, right? But every time that we think of serotonin, we think of something that's in our head. And we think that, let's say, going for a hike or reading a good novel or spending time with friends will bring us happiness. Yes, perhaps that's true. However, did you know that 95% of serotonin is secreted from the gut? Also, dopamine, which is another hormone which brings us joy, pleasure, brings us a lot of good feeling in our body. Again, nearly 50% of dopamine comes from the gut. How can you for a second think that your gut is separate from the rest of your body? You think of binge eating, you think of just skipping a meal, you think of just not being in the mood and just eating something that you know is not good for your body. It will affect the mind. So thereby, when we talk of holistic remedies, when you talk of yoga, when you talk of pranayam, when we talk of Ayurveda, for example, even in Ayurveda, we talk of different types of eating habits. Not eating too much of spicy food, not eating something which is extremely toxic for our body, because it affects our moods and behaviors. Now, let me talk about another interesting lady I managed to come across via the internet, Brené Brown. Brené Brown is a researcher professor at the University of Houston Graduate College of Social Work. Why is she so interesting? She is actually, I would say, a pioneer to talk about emotions. She actually has written a book on the Atlas of the Heart that talks about 87 emotions that she has classified. Did you know? I actually thought that being happy, being sad, and being just pissed off was enough. She has managed to categorize 87 emotions, and she's bracketed them into different sections. For things like, there's a difference between resentment, guilt, shame, regret, and just feeling sad. So similarly, feeling happy, feeling joyous, feeling blissful, feeling content, these are all separate emotions. Why am I talking about emotions? It helps. If I can categorize things into words and pictures, I can help to associate them better in my life. If I know that right now I'm feeling sad, I might just eat a chocolate and I feel better. If I actually am feeling happy about something, let me identify what it is. So I implore all of you to check out Brené Brown and her work. She talks a lot about courage and vulnerability as well. Understanding emotions comes back to feeling or knowing a little bit about ourselves. And Brené Brown has done fantastic work in that arena. So coming back to the gut-brain connection, I'm talking about eating right, but it also goes about thinking right. Remember, it's a two-way street, right? So today, when we log off, think about how you're eating. Think about mindfully eating. Every single morsel of food, think about it. Let it truly nourish you. I'm telling you, you will feel better. Sometimes we just feel better eating dal chawal. And even after feeling probably binging on a nice pizza, you're not very happy, right? Think about it. Why is that so? Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Niyamit, for such an informative speech. And now I truly understand that why we need to be altruistic to our gut so that we can think right. Now I would request the timer, Toastmaster Mitesh, to present the report for prepared speeches. Over to you, Toastmaster Mitesh.
Toastmaster Mahesh took 6 minutes and 26 seconds. And Toastmaster Niyamat took 7 minutes and 2 seconds. Both are qualified for voting. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mitesh. Now, do you still wonder that whether I was able to meet my best friend Ishi or not? Well, do you think finding a treasure is easy? No. After searching for days, I couldn't locate Ishi on any social media platform. And now I was losing my hope. But exactly on 6th August, that is Friendship Day, I got an idea. I just remembered that Ishi had a twin brother who was also my classmate, Akshat. So I decided to search Akshat on social media platforms. Akshat on Facebook? No. Akshat on Insta? No. LinkedIn? Akshat on LinkedIn? And I got lucky. I found Akshat on LinkedIn. And see, that is why creating a LinkedIn profile and having a profile picture is important. So when I actually connected with Akshat to take his help, I actually did the second step. That was to collaborate. Collaborate with mutual acquaintances, mutual friends that can actually help you find your old friends, your old treasure. Now, I was waiting that Akshat will actually communicate with Ishita and Ishi will call me. And on the evening of Friendship Day, Ishi called me. And ladies and gentlemen, on the Friendship Day, I was able to communicate with Ishi. And this friendship band is a testimony of that. I truly found my treasure, my lost treasure. And that was the third step. Communicate your feelings, your emotions with your friends so that you can breathe life back into your lost friendships. So you have done the first step, connect. Now you are just 2 steps away from finding your lost treasure. Collaborate and communicate. But before that, I want you all to uncover your treasure and share your friendship stories in the second round, table topics round. And to conduct this round, we have a fantastic table topic master, Toastmaster Cyril. Toastmaster Cyril, over to you. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jyoti. It really doesn't seem that this is your first online TMOD session. You seem to be an old hand at it. Wow, the things that we are good at without knowing. Welcome to the second segment of today's meeting, which is a table topic segment, or as we say, the effective thinking segment. This is where we throw a topic at you and you just think on your feet and come back with a speech. Not a long speech, a short speech. Try to last as long as it takes until you cook a Maggie. Yeah, 2 minutes. In fact, half of that, 1 minute, and we'll be happy. The timer will be happy. Let me call upon our timer Toastmaster Mitesh, who's doing a fabulous job to explain the timing transitions for the table topic segment.
Thank you, table topic master Cyril. All table topic speakers should limit their remarks to no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will raise or show the green background. At 1.5 minutes, I will show the yellow background. And at 2 minutes, I'll show the red background. All table topic speakers will get 30 minutes grace after the maximum time allotted, that is 2 minutes. So if the table topic speakers just speak for less than 1 minute, they won't be qualified. But if they speak up to 2 minutes and 30 seconds, they'll still be qualified. Thank you. Over to you, table topic master Cyril.
Thank you. You get a 30-second extension, not a 30-minute extension. Yeah, try to keep your speeches.
Sorry.
Because brevity, after all, is the soul of wit. Right? Don't worry about it. As Toastmaster Niyamat said, there's some gut-brain connection that happens. You'll end up speaking the moment you hear those topics. Any volunteers? I need a volunteer. Please put your hands up. Otherwise, I do my jhumandar. Okay, let's go alphabetically. Toastmaster Adnan. I'm not sure whether that's a guest or a Toastmaster, but Adnan, could you unmute yourself? Okay, we'll excuse it. No worries. We have someone who's coming to BKC Fireflies for the second time. That would be our guest, Ansh. Ansh? Wow, I seem to be going alphabetically, am I? Ansh, if you can hear me, Earth calling Ansh. Okay, wow, I'm drawing blanks today. Let me call upon someone whom I know who will not refuse. That would be the lady with the shortest name, our Countess Sankita Shudri Sundareshwaran. Did I get both names right?
No.
Damn. Okay, all right. I'll wait for your connection. That's not your table topic. Here's your topic. And that day, I experienced sheer terror. And that day, I experienced sheer terror. Over to you, Toastmaster Sangeeta Shruti.
Table topics master, presiding officer, Toastmasters guests, namaskar. I am Sangeeta Shruti. They say there's a connection in the brain which obliterates memories of extreme distress so that you don't remember them. I wish that section takes terror as part of distress and obliterates, but it doesn't. I will narrate a recent incident to you, which is a table topics incident. This was my first day as a guest at Toastmasters. I was recovering from something. I had stepped out after a long time. And I had lost my way, and I called up Libby twice. She hadn't picked up the phone, and I somehow went into the wrong building, right building, and landed up at the meeting. Halfway through the meeting, somebody stands up and says, "On the feet, impromptu talk," and they point, volunteer, and they call me up. And I go up on stage, and I'm so grateful that that day I was wearing a dress which had quite some flair to it, so nobody could see my legs shaking. I was on stage, I got a topic, I had the last idea what I was going to talk, and I started talking. And then I came down, and people were like, "Oh, you were fantastic, you should join the club." Let me share a secret with you, ladies and gentlemen. My left leg was shaking like no one's business. I couldn't keep it on the floor and stay steady. So I lifted it up a little and let it loose, saying, do your thing and let me do mine." That was the day I experienced not just sheer terror, but also the idea that terror can coexist with whatever else you want to do, and you can still do what you want to do in life, and it doesn't have to make your decisions for you. So that day, ladies and gentlemen, I experienced sheer terror. Table Topics Master.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having that lovely message there. Either you underline your fears or you undermine your fears. Whichever way, go for it. We're glad that you did the latter. All right. The next person that I'm going to call upon would be the man with the baritone, Toastmaster Sunil. This is the third time that Sunil is visiting BKC Fireflies. And we won't forget the first time he took the table topics. It was a lovely one. And that's when I truly felt a sense of achievement. And that's when I truly felt a sense of achievement. Over to you, Toastmaster Sunil.
Okay. Good evening, Toastmasters. Sense of achievement for each individual can be different. Someone can get that sense of achievement with materialistic things. Others can have a spiritual experience and still feel a sense of achievement. But for me, it was like an epiphany after wandering for years together in the abyss of uncertainty. I somehow happened to explore myself, and knowing myself in a better way turned out to be that aha moment for me. For years together, I felt that I am not a good public speaker. I cannot communicate with people. And then let me tell you, I took a personality test by going online, and there I found out that I was an introvert that was more curious and wanting to connect with people. And I think knowing myself that second gave me a sense of achievement which probably not even any materialistic thing would have brought it to me. So I think that was my sense of achievement. Over to you.
Thank you. Wow. Marathon runner, explorer, speaker, adventurer. I thought you'll be listing all of that, but you chose a different track. Wonderful to hear that. Let me call upon someone who loves to talk, and we love to hear her talk. That would be the lady who worked with a man who talks a lot, the newscaster who talks a lot, and that's none other than Toastmaster Bhuvi. There you are. Hello, you're on mute.
Yes, sorry. Hi. Good evening, everyone.
Great. You may love the topic that I'm throwing at you. And there's nothing more beautiful than a prayer that is answered in the nick of time. And there's nothing more beautiful than a prayer that is answered in the nick of time. Take a few seconds to compose your thoughts and go ahead and launch.
Hello, good evening, fellow Toastmasters. And my topic for the day is, and there is nothing sweeter, uh, there's nothing sweeter than a prayer that is answered in the nick of time. Well, uh, uh, I'm actually completely blank. I am trying to think of what is it that I should say.
What is
I
the
know
last
that
what is the last prayer that you had which got answered?
um, well,
Was it a job interview? Was it Santa Claus all the way back? Whichever way, go for it.
okay, all right. So basically, yeah, the last prayer that got answered in just the nick of time is my current job. So um, as Toastmaster Cyril mentioned, I was working with the man who likes to speak a lot and honestly, really, really honestly, fellow Toastmasters, it became quite a lot, because while it is great to work with somebody who likes to talk, often forget how you sound when you just are working with somebody who likes to talk a lot. And so here I was waiting, waiting to have an opportunity to actually have my voice heard. And I was praying and I was trying, and then COVID happened, and it basically seemed that there were no jobs, there was nowhere to go, and I was just going to be stuck just listening to the drone of somebody go on and on and on, and the sound of my own voice would become even more distant. And lo and behold, I got an opportunity from an industry that was very, very fascinating to me. And I because I was not from the industry, I had no background in the industry, I never really thought that I would actually be able to, crack the interview. And I went inside into the interview thinking that there is no way that they will basically want to hire me, somebody who already has so much of experience in one industry, move into a bank. Why? Uh, but lo and behold, I worked really hard because I had actually gotten really tired of not being able to listen to my own voice. And I managed to basically crack the interview. And in the nick of time, my prayers got answered.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Lovely. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the second time that Toastmaster Bhuvi is getting to speak. This is the second appearance at BKC5. She's one of our, I think we can't say brand new member because a few of them got admitted today, but she's as close to brand new as you could have. We love listening to you, just as you love listening to your voice, Bhuvi. We hope to give you a lot more opportunities to listen to your voice.
This was like a Bajaj scooter. It took time to start, but once it started, it never stopped.
Truly.
Yeah,
truly,
I was
truly.
quite flummoxed in the beginning, as was very obvious. Yeah.
Truly. Okay, let's call upon our other brand new member. That would be the lady with the radio voice. And if you've been attending BKC5 Plus meetings, you would know who this is. None other than Toastmaster Cynthia. Hey, Toastmaster Cynthia.
Yes. Hi.
Hi. You may love this topic.
I hope.
And that's when I felt an uncomparable sense of gratitude. And that's when I felt an uncomparable sense of gratitude. Whenever you're ready, Mitesh will start.
Yeah, I am, because this is a very recent incident that just happened. And, a lot of times in our lives, we take certain things for granted, and we think, okay, it is supposed to be the duty of the person to execute the growth of a child from infancy to wherever the child grows and educates itself and reaches a certain level. But I truly feel that the people who deserve the most gratitude is our parents, because we are what we are thanks to their DNA, thanks to their genes, thanks to their upbringing, thanks to the foundation that they have laid for us. And every time something happens, something good happens, even if it is an increment letter, or if it is a new job, or anything positive that happens into my life, there is this sense of gratitude that I always have for the way they have brought me up, for the way they laid the foundation, and for the way the attitude that I have. The most recent one was when I got my certification for my coaching. It was a difficult exam that I had to give. And I gave the exam. It was an online exam. It was really, really tough. I spent about 8 months into this entire program trying to understand the nuances of coaching. And I reached a level where I had to give the exam. And I was absolutely nervous because I was giving this exam after almost, say, 10 years. And when I got the certification in my hand, which was at 12 o'clock in the night, I was in tears. And the first thing I did is looked up into heaven and said, "Thank you, Dad, for whatever you have made me and wherever I stand today. And this is all because of you." And then I turned and I looked into the sky and I said, "Okay, my mom is not here around, but I still say thank you." That's the moment of gratitude. Thank you very much for your attention.
Wow. They say gratitude is a memory of the heart, and you expressed it so beautifully. Someone I'd like to hear would be someone that I heard recently in a podcast episode, and she surprised me by talking about Mandrake the magician. She knows, if you know, you know, as Toastmaster Niyamat said, and she's smiling. Toastmaster Libby.
Hi, Cyril.
Hello. You're going to get the shortest topic, and I'm sure that you'll be able to take it to whatever stratospheric magic that you want. All right. Toastmaster Libby. Batman. Batman. Toastmaster Libby. Whenever you're ready.
Good evening, Toastmasters and fellow guests. Now, Batman. Now, that's a topic I think I can talk your ears off. I'll try not to do that. Batman has been one of my favorite superheroes, so to say, mostly because he doesn't have any superhero powers, and he still comes under, and he's still called under the category of superheroes. All he has is money. I would say that is definitely a superpower, but irrespective of that, it is his journey through life, his trials and tribulations, what made him Batman. And when I look at Batman, I get this sense that all of us have a Bruce Wayne and a Batman in us. A Bruce Wayne is the figure that we show others, what others see of us. Bruce Wayne comes across as this playboy, charismatic, rich person. And obviously, Batman is your vigilante who is fighting for the good of Gotham. We all have a Batman in us, and somewhere we need to find our Batman and fight whatever we feel are our struggles and tribulations. Thank you, Toastmaster Cyril.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Libby. And I have your favorite friend here with me, by the way. On that note, let me call upon our timer, Toastmaster Mitesh, to let us know how we fared in terms of timing.
Toastmaster Sangeeta Shruti took 1 minute and 51 seconds. Toastmaster Sunil took 1 minute 35 seconds. Toastmaster Bhuvi took 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Toastmaster Cynthia took 2 minutes 12 seconds. Toastmaster Libby took 1 minute 25 seconds. Toastmaster Sangeeta Shruti, Toastmaster Sunil, Toastmaster Bhuvi, and Toastmaster Cynthia and Toastmaster Libby have qualified. There's one disqualification. Thank you.
Right. All right. On that note, let me hand over to our fabulous Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Jyoti.
Thank you, Toastmaster Cyril, for conducting such an engaging table topic session. Without further ado, let's move on to the last segment of the meeting, the most important round, evaluation round. And to conduct this round, please help me welcome the compass needle, Toastmaster Libby. Toastmaster Libby, over to you. Yes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jyoti. So my name is Libby and I am the general evaluator for this meeting. My role, it would be divided into three portions, this particular session. The first half is where the evaluators will evaluate the prepared speeches. The second portion is when I call upon our tag team, the timer, our counter, and the grammarian to present their reports. And the third portion is where I will give my evaluation about the general conduct of the meeting. So let's start. I would like to call upon evaluator 1 to evaluate the speech of speaker 1. Over to you, Toastmaster Krishna. Sorry,
I'm
I just
audible.
want,
Yeah,
sorry, I
sure, go
forgot to
for it.
introduce Toastmaster Krishna. He's a chartered accountant and he currently works for Apollo General. His hobbies include gaming, listening to music, and watching TV series. That is a love that we both share. I can sit and binge watch TV series, Toastmaster Krishna. Over to you, Toastmaster Krishna.
Thank you for that lovely introduction. Good evening, everybody. So as my introduction says that I love watching TV shows, and it was such a wonderful show that Mahesh had put on today. His icebreaker speech, I think it's credit to him. In his 6 minutes and 26 seconds, he was just about to get probably disqualified, but he fit in everything about his life. So that was kudos to Mahesh. It's a huge step that you have taken today, and I will evaluate your icebreaker speech into three parts. Number one would be what went good, what are the positives. Number two are areas where you can improve, and then I'll quickly summarize the same. So to start with the positives, which are really as bright as your smile, the biggest positive that I get from you is that you have a very contagious smile. I can see when you started to speak, you had a very big smile on your face. And because you smiled and it is contagious, everybody else also started to have that smile. And it created a very good vibe. Your confidence, I must say, is as bright as your smile again. And very, very good confidence that you had put on. Your purpose of the speech was an icebreaker speech, and you did a very good job in presenting yourself, introducing yourself formally to the club, and um, you took instances of your life, experiences of your life, and shared it with the with everyone from your career to work to education to sports and friends. I think you encapsulated all of this in a very good way in those 6 minutes 26 seconds. So kudos to you. There was a hidden treasure or your life message that you shared, that live life to the fullest and be a jolly person. That's what I could make out of it, and that's my takeaway. There were also characters in your speech, your family members and friends. You introduced them to the speech with a short summary about them, so that was a good thing. The timing, as I said, you did a very fabulous job in making sure that you use every second, which was great. The vibe was as per the theme, which I really loved. Now coming to the second part on the things that you can improve. The first thing that I can say that you are a very confident speaker. So maybe next time I want to challenge you, and if you can just stand up and speak just like our fabulous TMOD has done, maybe that will include a lot of body gestures or hand gestures that would come into play. And I know you can do that. The second one is that if you prepare slightly more, you can. There is room for a lot of uh, lot of pauses which you can use to do a lot of voice modulation, so that will be helpful. And the grammarian will take it up formally, but there will be some aspects where you can improve from a grammatical point of view. Also, you had a good structure about your speech. The end, I especially liked your shairi at the end, so that was a good one. So to summarize, a very good smile, good confidence, good experiences that you have shared, uh, a very good vibe. And in terms of where you can improve, I want to challenge you to stand up and deliver your next speech. So kudos to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Krishna. Now I would like to invite Toastmaster Sai Ramchandran. Now, Toastmaster Sai Ramchandran is a word game enthusiast. This is what I've heard about you. He's a logophile and someone who actually invented the 3D version of tic-tac-toe when in college. I think I need to connect with you and understand more about this. He's also an entrepreneur, a techie, and one of the charter members of BKC Fireflies. Over to you, Toastmaster Sai.
Thank you very much, Libby. And it's my pleasure and honor to evaluate a speaker as good and as competent as Toastmaster Nemat. Toastmaster Nemat was required to showcase some of the research techniques and methodologies that she used to construct the speech that she delivered today. And let me first of all point out that yes, Toastmaster Nemat has exemplified great research skills and has shown us what it means to collect data which can be relied upon and trusted to convey a message to the audience. So as far as budgeted objectives go, Toastmaster Nemat, you've excelled and gone above and beyond what is expected of you. Kudos on that. Great job. The other thing I loved about your speech was some of the words you used and the way you conveyed information to us with a nice, charming smile and a playful manner, though the topic itself was serious. For example, you used words like gamut and implore and I think it's pronounced penchant, but I think you said penchant. Close enough. It's the same thing. I think the words are great. The pronunciation doesn't matter. But the point is that you use really good words and very strong words to communicate the idea that of stuff that is happening to our body and brain and all that good stuff. Great job on that. A couple of places where I think you needed to focus on the speech a little more were there were moments when I saw you glancing at your screen, which looked like you were looking for support from what the content of the screen said, or you were looking for support from someone in the audience, maybe it was a grid view and you're looking for support. I would warn you to think a little bit about those things, because the minute you look away, you're losing the audience. So be mindful of that. The second thing which I found was a little out of place at times, very occasionally, maybe 1 out of 10 times it was out of place, was when you had a playful smile when discussing things like depression, serotonin, dopamine. It's just natural to you. You're a very pleasant person to look at, and the way you carry yourself is in a very friendly and approachable way. So I think it spills over into your speech delivery also. But when you're talking about something serious, I would recommend that you think a little bit about the body language you're using to convey that moment. And if you find yourself smiling or ready to break out into a grin, hold yourself back a little bit. Other than that, I think as far as the delivery goes, I had nothing to say. I think you were fantastic. And then what I'm going to go next is probably where you can use some of that insight to inform your delivery. Your speech was great. It had great examples of research. For example, you had a research study by Harvard Health Publishing. Then you had numbers like 95% of your serotonin comes from your gut and 50% of dopamine comes from your gut. Those are great, very detailed, excellent. But why? Why should we do this? Why should we focus beyond the basics of maintaining good health and establishing the connection between the brain and the gut? I would expect you to, I would have wanted you to, I would challenge you maybe to build a speech which has a really tight call to action beyond just eat better to feel better, because that's a generic piece of advice. If you have something like, if you want to ace your next job interview, take a week before that, eat better or something. So that the message is, the reason for doing that is a lot more concrete than, hey, maintain good health. That would have challenged you a little. And that would have also meant you could have delivered your speech in a slightly more, in a way that connects the content with your delivery. So think about that. That's a challenge for you. Other than that, I think you were great on stage. You were wonderful. And you actually gave a technical speech, which was interesting to listen to. That's a big achievement. Back to you, Libby. And I think you have a winner on your hands.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sai. Now we move on to the various reports. Can I call on Toastmaster Mitesh to give me?
Yes. Toastmaster Krishna Mishra took 3 minutes and 15 seconds. And Toastmaster Sai Ramchandran took 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Toastmaster Krishna Mishra has qualified. Thank you.
3 seconds.
Over to you, General Evaluator Libby.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mitesh. 3 seconds, Toastmaster Sai. Can we have the R counter, Toastmaster Sangeeta Shruti?
Thank you, Toastmasters. Thank you, General Evaluator. I'm here to show you the mirror, as I promised I will. I've categorized people in 3 categories today: the exemplary today, on their way, and the exemplary tomorrow. The exemplary today are people who have 1 or less than 5, 1 or less ums, ahs, ands, and so's. They are Toastmaster Niyamat, Toastmaster Sunil, and Toastmaster Sai. On their way are people who have between 1 to 5 ahs, so, nows, etc. They are Toastmaster Mahesh, Toastmaster Cyril, Toastmaster Bhuvi, Toastmaster Cynthia, and Toastmaster Libby. Exemplary tomorrow are people who have between 6 to 10 ahs and ums. They are Toastmaster Krishna and Toastmaster Jyoti. Next category is pathetic, are people who have more than 10 ahs and ums. None of us are there. That was my report. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Libby on spotlight.
Sorry. That was a very nice report, Sangeeta Shruti. I would now like to call upon the grammarian, Toastmaster Sandhya.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I must say that the speakers today were quite altruistic with the usage of good usage of the English language. And some of the good usage that I would like to point out are phrases like forgive and forget, keep the child alive within you. Words like rekindle, gamut, rejuvenate, replenish, testimony. Phrases like in the nick of time, lo and behold. And words like nuance, trials and tribulations, and logo file. Now, areas where we could improve are, for example, someone used the phrase "I tell her." It should not it should not be the person used "I tells her." It should not be "I tells her." It should be "I tell her." Friends calls us was used. The correct usage is friends call us. The plural should be followed by the verb that is singular. Also, it's children, not children's. And it is an idea, not a idea. Idea is a vowel. Now, I am a little disappointed with the word of the day that hardly anyone used. The only person I could catch use the word of the day was our wonderful Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Jyoti. So please be a little bit more altruistic while using the word of the day the next time. And in this regard, I would like to point out the word of the day that Toastmaster Cyril gives us every day. Practice that, and you would be a master at using the word of the day. For that, you will have to either be a member of BKC Fireflies or be part of the Friends of BKC Fireflies group and enjoy the word of the day that Toastmaster Cyril shares. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sandhya, for that very detailed report. I think Toastmaster Sai is raising his hand. Anything you want to say, Toastmaster Sai?
I'm almost positive that the speaker Mahesh also used the word of the day. I'm guaranteeing that he did.
Okay, I think Toastmaster Sandhya has made a note of that. Thank you, Toastmaster Sai. Moving on to where I give you an evaluation for the meeting. As usual, whenever I attend BKC, the vibe here is amazing. I enjoy meetings at this club. The meeting, I'll go through the standard things that the meeting obviously started on time. I mean, and I was very impressed with how Cyril started at sharp 6:30 and the SA had the mic. Very interesting opening, Toastmaster Cyril. We learned some small trivia about the club, and I was especially happy with the altruistic motive of the club to have developed the plan that you guys have to develop the speech craft of each and every member of the club. So that was extremely interesting to know about. And what can I say about the Toastmaster of the day? She was amazing. Her energy, I mean, it made us sit up and listen to her. And obviously with her, I thought when she asked us to close our eyes, I felt a lot of nostalgia and I wish I could, go back to those days. So That was amazing. The music that you used, that was cherry on the top. You explained the flow of the meeting. That's another tick mark for you. Another, you use the district theme for the month. Not a lot of clubs use it. The fact that you know that it exists and the fact that you used it, kudos to you for that. Couple of things that I would like to tell you is it would be a good practice to introduce everybody that you call on stage. So like for the evaluators or the table topic masters, something a little bit about their background. That would be great if you can add that as well to your TMOD script. Coming to the timer, Toastmaster Mitesh, thank you for giving us, keeping the time properly and letting us know which speaker took how much time. The R counter, catchy introduction. I find R counter as being one of the most tedious, honestly, most important but pretty tedious. But your summation was very nice. So that was on point. Just a suggestion that maybe you could offer to share the report at a later date, because it was a summation. Not everybody knows how many hours, how many ums. So maybe you could just say that you will share the report if anybody needs it. Grammarian, obviously, like I said before, excellent report. Your attention to detail was great. Just one thing that I would like to tell you as well is to keep posting on chats your word of the day. So what happens is when people are listening to the meeting, they don't remember the word of the day. So when you keep posting it on chat, it keeps popping up, and then it is like a reminder to people, and maybe then you will have more altruistic use of the word altruistic. Going on to our table topics master. What can I say about Cyril? I think I only have praises for him when it comes to, I love the way how you introduced every speaker with a special adjective or a qualifier, and the way you had something to say about what they spoke about. So that was definitely great. Again, just one thing for you, and this would help the grammarian as well. Remind people to use the word of the day. So you need constant reminders for people to use the word of the day. So if you could add that, that would be really great. The speakers did a phenomenal job. I think the evaluators have done an even phenomenal job, given them the evaluations. I mean, all the notes that I had made, I have picked. So there's nothing specifically that I wanted to say because the evaluators covered everything. About the meeting in general, a few things. The role players, if they can come, if a meeting is starting at 6:30, it would be really great if all role players can be in the room by 6 or 6:10, so that we don't have a lot of the technical glitches that we had. So like the breakout rooms, it could have been kept made early and kept. You didn't need to do it in between this thing, so that whatever glitch happened at that point of time, the speakers can come and check their PPTs if they are working. If it's not working, those kind of checks could be done. Even the timer had some issues with regards to how to operate it. Even all these things can be taken care of before the meeting starts. So that helps in a smooth flow of the meeting. Other than that, as usual, I enjoy BKC Fireflies, and it's always been a great experience coming back. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Libby, for such a meticulous evaluation report. Ladies and gentlemen, this Friendship Day, when I talked with Ishi after 12 years, I realized that finding an old friend is like finding a lost treasure. In this modern world, our lives are moving so quickly that we often lose track of our old friends. We move to different cities, different institutions, new workplaces, and we leave our treasure behind. It's time that you reconnect with each and every person on your list with a 3-step simple formula: connect, collaborate, and communicate. Connect with all the old memories of your old friends. collaborate with mutual friends. You can use social media for your help. And last, communicate your feelings and thoughts with your friends so that you can breathe life back into your lost friendships. Because amidst the treasure of sand, amidst the sands of time, there is a treasure that is waiting for you to rediscover. Let's find a lost treasure of friendships. And with that, I would like to hand over the stage to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Sai. Over to you.
Thank you very much. And fortunately, unfortunately, I have a new friend that I want to introduce to Toastmasters. Here is the next generation of hopefully Toastmasters who will take up the mantle of running the club or running Toastmasters. Who knows? Anyway, thank you very much, Toastmaster Jyoti. He's already into sloganeering. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen with him? Anyway, thank you, Toastmaster Jyoti. You were wonderful as a Toastmaster of the day. Fifth time was absolutely the charm for you because you nailed it, you aced it, you were amazing. And for once, I'll be honest, topics and themes like friendship, they tend to be overused and overdone, but you brought something new to it. You brought your own personal story to it about reconnecting with your friend Ishi, and that is a wonderful touch and a wonderful interpretation of the topic at hand. Great job. All right, so what I'm going to do next, I'm going to stop recording because we need to have our polls